Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about something very important, objections in the courtroom of judgment. We were discussing them in my live today on TikTok, and I thought let me also do a video here about that because excuse me, why did we not talk about it? Maybe we did, but not extensively. There is something extremely important happening inside the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Senzo Meyiwa murder trial that many viewers, casually, especially casual viewers, might be missing. And it has to do with one of the most powerful moments in any courtroom, an objection. Because in criminal trials governed by the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, objections are not just interruptions. They are legal triggers that force the judge to do one thing, make a ruling that becomes part of the official trial record. And that matters more than people realize, because years later, if the case goes on appeal, the appeal court does not rely on emotions, opinions, or commentary. It relies on the written record of the trial, which means every objection must show three things clearly: the objection itself, the legal reason for it, the judge's ruling. Okay? If that ruling is not clear on the record, it can create serious problems for the integrity of the proceedings. The integrity of the proceedings are very much important. Now, here is where things get interesting. During cross-examination, the defense objected to a photograph presented in court. Their argument was very specific. They were not disputing that thousands of photos exist in the case file. What they were saying was something much narrower and legally significant. They said, this particular photograph is not in the material that was disclosed to us. In fact, they are saying not necessarily that it was not disclosed. They are saying this photograph was not one of the photographs that were shown by the state during their state case. This photograph is not one of the photographs that they referred to during their state case, nor did the defense referred to during their defense case. So now, to have the state bringing a brand new picture, do you understand? It's brand new in that sense. Not that it's not on the case file. No, it could be there, but it does not mean it was presented as an exhibit, in a sense of we are looking at exhibit S. These are the pictures that we are talking about. Because I remember there was a time whereby they selected the pictures they will be referring to. Uvalei now is coming with a brand new one. You got that right. And in criminal law, that matters because prosecutors are not allowed to surprise the defense with undisclosed evidence during cross-examination or evidence that they never spoke about or referred to. Lawyers call that trial by ambush, and that is exactly what Umnisi was saying. So when the defense raised the objection, the court suddenly faced a critical procedural question. Where exactly did this photograph come from? Was it part of the official evidence bundle, or was it taken from somewhere else? Instead of an immediate ruling, the courtroom exchange became intense. The number of photos in different directions, the number of photos was mentioned, the history of investigation was mentioned, but the central issue raised by the defense remained very simple. We have never seen this picture before. Baloyi has never referred to this picture before. And that is when something significant happened. The court adjourned instead of addressing the issue. The court decided, let's adjourn. Even when the defense was like, no, let's continue. Even when Baloyi also said, no, my Leonard friends are saying we can continue. No, Judge Ratamu chose to adjourn. I'm telling you. Judge usually pause proceedings when they realize a procedural issue could spiral into something bigger. Because if the first photograph already creates a dispute, what happens if there is 10 more or 20 more? Fine. Or if each one carries metadata that could affect the time of the events, suddenly the trial risks turning into a procedural battlefield. So sometimes the safe judicial move is simple: pause, allow both sides to regroup, and deal with the legal questions still hanging in the air, not about the quality of the photographs, not about the length of cross-examination, but about the single principle that sits at the heart of the criminal justice: disclosure. Okay? If evidence was not properly disclosed to the defense, the court must decide whether it should be allowed at all. And that decision could have consequences far beyond the photograph. Because in a trial as sensitive as and closely watched as this one, every procedural decision matters, sometimes even more than the evidence itself. Now, the issue that we are having here is that Judge Rata did not deal with the objection. Number one. Number two, Judge Rata did not ask thoroughly questions that are meant to be asked to the prosecutor pertaining the picture. The defense never said it's not on the file. They said Advocate Baloyi is the first time he's referring to it. Why only now? Do you understand? So those are the questions. And that is why moments like this, moments that seem small to the public, are the exact moments legal analysts watch mostly closely. They can analyze all they want, but the bottom line is that, was this fair, what Judge Rata did there? Was it okay for him to leave the hanging objection without sorting it out? Because they can quietly shape the direction of the entire trial. Everything that is happening there is shaping the direction of the entire trial. Now, Judge Ratamu deciding to ignore the objection and going with an adjournment. What was that? What are your thoughts when it comes to all of this, guys? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views because I was left confused. I do not want to lie. I was left very disturbed and confused. What are your thoughts with Judge Rata and leaving all objections hanging? He never gives rulings on objections. The defense lawyers, sometimes they force it out of him, and he will fight and fight and fight instead of giving an objection. He never gives objection. No, he doesn't. He will fight with people who actually talks about that. That's what we mostly see in that courtroom of Judge Rata. Honestly, that's what we mostly see. What are your thoughts when it comes to this, guys? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.